Imagine ordering a week's worth of groceries and hearing a knock on your door before the water for your tea has even started to boil. That level of speed operates at a massive scale today. We are looking at a logistics network entrenched in 153 cities across India, generating $550 million in revenue for the 2025 fiscal year. The geographic epicenter of this network sits right here in Gurgaon. It is a dense commercial hub, built for heavy traffic and relentless corporate growth. Moving consumer goods this fast forces a hard ultimatum on legacy retailers. You either adapt your supply chain to match this hyper-accelerated timeline, or your customers will go elsewhere. The timeline traces back to December 2013, when founders Albinder Dinsa and Saurabh Kumar launched a delivery startup called Grofers. Their initial model was built on a much more relaxed 90-minute delivery window. They were trying to digitize a deeply entrenched manual marketplace. For generations, buying produce meant walking down to a local street vendor and selecting from vegetables stacked on a wooden cart. But the 90-minute model created a logistical bottleneck. It was too slow to create extreme consumer habituation, but too complex to run cheaply. By early 2021, the company was burning through cash and struggling to reach profitability. Survival required a drastic pivot to a completely different operational model: quick commerce. They took the 90-minute delivery window and aggressively compressed it down to just 10 minutes. When the Grofers name shattered in December 2021, the new Blinkit brand shifted the company's entire focus toward the mechanics of high-velocity logistics. Guaranteeing a 10-minute arrival time seems physically impossible when you look at the reality of Indian urban infrastructure. Navigating these gridlocked streets requires a flawless internal system. This map shows how AI predictive algorithms track and anticipate demand across the city. The system calculates what specific neighborhoods will order at specific times of the day, long before anyone even opens the app. When the data zooms in to the neighborhood level, it dictates the exact location and inventory of dark stores. These are highly optimized micro-warehouses hidden deep inside residential zones, packed with precisely what that specific area will buy. Inside these tight urban footprints, the layout is mathematically designed for speed. Ground staff move through high metal shelving where high-frequency items are pre-sorted for rapid picking the second an order pings. Once the bag is packed, the final mile depends on hyper-local routing. The algorithm feeds delivery partners the exact neighborhood shortcuts required to bypass main road congestion. The moment the order leaves the door, the stopwatch starts ticking. Margins for error drop to zero, placing immense pressure on the final transit phase. Achieving this timeframe is not a result of driving dangerously fast. It is the result of physically positioning the inventory micro-distances away from the customer before they even realize they need it. Leasing and stocking hundreds of these hyper-local dark stores requires massive capital. Maintaining that physical infrastructure creates a punishing cash burn rate. By March 2022, the math caught up with them. Cash-strapped and desperate to keep the lights on, Blinkit fired 1,600 employees, nearly 5% of its entire workforce. The lifeline came from Zomato. CEO Deepinder Goyal realized Blinkit's pre-built dark store network was exactly what his company needed to dominate quick commerce. This chart tracks the rapid financial takeover. After stepping in with a $150 million loan during the crisis, Zomato absorbed Blinkit completely in August 2022 through a $568 million all-stock acquisition. The acquisition gave Zomato a physical infrastructure that reached far beyond the boundaries of simple restaurant delivery. Operating at this velocity generates heavy physical and regulatory friction. Pushing thousands of orders through congested streets every hour tests the limits of the human workforce. Backlash surfaced early. In August 2021, public concerns mounted over the physical safety of delivery riders rushing to beat the 10-minute clock, though CEO Albinder Dinsa defended the routing algorithm, pointing to a clean safety record. The tension eventually fractured the system. In April 2023, a sudden revision in the payout structure led to mass walkouts across Delhi NCR. The strikes forced the temporary closure of nearly half the region's dark stores. Regulators also started opening the doors. A June 2024 raid by food safety authorities on a Telangana warehouse uncovered severe violations, exposing unhygienic storage conditions and expired products sitting on the shelves. Predictive algorithms can perfectly calculate the most efficient digital route, but they struggle to manage the messy, biological realities of human labor and physical inventory. Even with the labor disputes and regulatory hurdles, Blinkit survived its financial near-death experiences to become the highest-performing asset in Zomato's current portfolio. In less than a decade, they dissolved the traditional cart model and replaced it with a hyper-logistics engine that mapped a subcontinent. Their operational data proves that they are not actually selling groceries, vegetables, or stationery. Their true product is time. Quick commerce redrew the geography of Indian retail. Once consumers experience the luxury of receiving their essentials in 10 minutes, the friction of waiting simply becomes unacceptable.